Welcome to Michael Zane Trusty's TrackTalk, where every track tells a story. On the morning of August 16th, 1977, Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, walked through Graceland for what would unknowingly be the last time. He had been restless that night, unable to sleep, and after playing racquetball with his cousin, he returned to his mansion. While many remember Elvis for his music, his fame, and his larger-than-life stage presence, what he chose to do in those final quiet hours tells us something far deeper about the man himself. Instead of turning on the television or listening to music, Elvis sat down with a book. The title? The Scientific Search for the Face of Jesus, a book that explores faith, history, and the possibility of uncovering the true image of Christ. Think about that for a moment. The most famous entertainer in the world, a man who had everything, wealth, power, adoring fans, spent his last living moments reading about Jesus. To Elvis, it wasn't just entertainment. Faith had always been an anchor in his life. He grew up singing gospel, holding tight to the spiritual roots of his upbringing in Tupelo and Memphis. And in that stillness, just before the end, his attention wasn't on his fame, his fortune, or even his music. It was on Christ. Minutes later, Elvis walked into his bathroom with the book still in his hands. It was found there beside him when he passed away. The king's final earthly act wasn't on a stage, and it wasn't in front of a roaring crowd. It was quietly turning the pages of a book about Jesus. It leaves us with a haunting but beautiful image. Elvis Presley, the boy who sang hymns in a small Mississippi church, closing his eyes for the last time while searching for the face of the Savior he had sung about all his life. This story reminds us that no matter how bright the lights shine, or how loud the applause may be, at the end of the day, every soul looks for something greater. Elvis was looking toward Jesus. Thanks for listening to Michael Zane Trusty's Track Talk. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you won't miss the next one. Because here, every track tells a story.